The idea of a 5-minute homemade meal that doesn't involve a microwave or toaster is right up there with cold fusion as far as I'm concerned. It's a great notion, but, well, the results usually don't live up to the promise. This is truer still when that meal happens to be breakfast in the morning, often the most harried time of day when we're trying to get us, our kids, and everybody else in the household ready for the day. No wonder so many of us are tempted to hit the drive-thru to grab one of these, a breakfast sandwich. I mean, look at this. We've got bread, egg, meat, and cheese, all in a handheld package that we can eat while we're driving or whatever else. But what if we could make said sandwich at home in one device in just a few minutes? Well, that's the promise of this, the Hamilton Beach Breakfast Sandwich Maker. I recently bought this device new in the box at a thrift store, and today we're going to find out if it really can make your mornings less stressful, less expensive, and, well, even easier than a trip to the Golden Arches. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt, and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And today we're going to see if this thing can help empower you in your mornings by cooking a breakfast sandwich. Now, yes, even as a formally trained chef, perhaps because of it, I appreciate devices that, well, make cooking easier. That's why I'm a fan of rice cookers, Instant Pots, air fryers, all because, well, they help cook food quickly and conveniently and allow me to do other work while the food is being made. And I'm not even opposed to unitaskers such as this as long as they work. For example, that Cuisinart egg cooker that I found at the thrift store and tried a while back, that was a great example. But that s'more maker, well, not so much. Links to those videos in the description below. So here is my latest thrift store find. This is a Hamilton Beach Breakfast Sandwich Maker. Now, I must admit, I've seen this in the store before and I've been tempted to buy it. I think they retail for about $30 or a little bit more for one that is kind of a double version. It makes 2 sandwiches instead of 1 at once. I found this one for $10 and I figured even if I make a couple sandwiches in it, it will have paid for itself. After all, that's what I would pay if I were to go out even to a drive-thru and buy a couple of breakfast sandwiches. And with this, as with cooking in general, I love the idea that I can use the ingredients that I want to use. For example, McDonald's isn't going to give me the choice of a gluten-free English muffin and turkey bacon. But here, well, I can put in what I want to put in. Now, if you're just waiting to see whether I recommend this or not, well, spoiler alert, I do. I've been using this for the past week, and I've actually been really impressed with it, and I think it's worth the money. Not just the $10 I paid for mine, but even the retail price of $30. Well, of course, it's worth it if you're going to use it, just like anything else. And today we're going to put this thing into action and I'll show you what the results are and why I like them so much. Oh, and we'll also see if we can recreate what's inside this package, my copycat version, so let's get to it. Before we get cooking, let me give you a quick overview. This is pretty simple and I like that. There's not even an on or off switch. You just plug it in and, well, then you do the cooking. But here's how this works. This is kind of a multi-layered situation. And what you do first is you put the bottom half of the muffin or bagel or pancake or whatever you're cooking for the bottom of your sandwich right in here. Then you top that with your cheese and your meat if using. Then you lower this, and this plate right here, this plate that comes out, this is actually what cooks the egg. So you put the egg here, then finally you top that with the top piece of bread, you close the lid, and in about 4 or 5 minutes, you have a breakfast sandwich. I found this is pretty easy to clean. In fact, this kind of middle portion even comes out. You can put it in the dishwasher, although I'm the kind of person who basically hand washes everything when it comes to non-stick components like this. So there's a quick overview. Now let's put it to use. Okay, I've plugged this in to turn it on, and while it preheats, just a red light goes on, and after just about 2 or 3 minutes, the green light comes on to let you know that, well, it is ready to cook. So it is go time. So let's put together our sandwich, and yeah, as you can see, this thing is really nice and hot. Now, Hamilton Beach recommends using non-stick spray for that. I'm really not a non-stick spray person. I prefer some butter or oil. So I'm going to do just some butter here to kind of coat the bottom. That's going to help the bread brown. We're going to see if we can make, let's call it a Chef Matt McMuffin, and see how it compares to, well, that other one. So we've got our bottom half of an English muffin. We're going to put that right in here. Now, I know McDonald's uses something that I kind of have a love-hate relationship with, and that's American cheese. And let's just admit it, guys, once in a while some American cheese is really good. So we got some American cheese, we've got some Canadian bacon. That is that component, that portion. Now we are going to lower this other tray. We're again going to put a little bit of butter here to help that egg not stick. We've got our egg, we'll put it in here. Then finally, the top half of our English muffin, we will just put on top, and then you just lower the lid. Hamilton Beach says you don't want to like force this down or anything. This is made to rise with the egg. So we're going to cook this for about 4 or 5 minutes, and we're going to see if this can make, well, a home version of what you might get from a drive-through a lot faster and a lot cheaper. I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes. I'll show you the result. Okay, this has been cooking for just under 5 minutes, and to shut it off, we simply, well, unplug it. So when it's done cooking, this is pretty interesting. What you do is you take this kind of lever right here and you bring it out. And what that's going to do, that's the plate that cooked the egg, so it's going to let the egg plop onto the sandwich. So let's take a look and see how it turned out. This is obviously very hot, so do be careful. We'll lift this up and look at this. We have a breakfast sandwich. I'm just going to grab it with a spatula here, help it unload it, and there we go. This thing is really, really hot, but looks pretty good. Okay, so let's compare it with what we got at the drive-thru, and it looks like we've got a little bit of an outer layer of egg here, so not quite as pretty, but well, other than that, I don't know, looks pretty darn similar. And here's a closer look at that result. I don't know, guys, looks pretty good. I think because I used a larger egg than maybe what McDonald's was using, we had kind of an egg situation, but I don't know. There they are side by side. I don't usually eat English muffins that are made of gluten, but well, I'm gonna eat a little bit of this to give a little taste comparison. I'm sure you've had one of these before, and oh, they're good. It tastes like a McMuffin. Well, let's try this thing, which is admittedly a little bit hotter. I gotta say, that tastes almost exactly like what we would get at the drive-thru, and it is really, really good. Now, as I mentioned in my intro, what I like most about this is that I can, well, make sandwiches to my taste. So for me, that means using a gluten-free English muffin, and we'll just do the same thing here. Again, this is really great if you have, different needs. So I've got a gluten-free English muffin, and I really like this stuff. This is just some turkey bacon. I like to cook this up on a small little griddle outside, so all that smoke and mess isn't in the kitchen. And then, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a little American cheese on here because, well, it is pretty good. Again, we'll just lower this. We'll repeat, rinse and repeat. Put the egg right on that plate. Put the top of our gluten-free English muffin right in there. And in 5 minutes, we should have breakfast again. Okay, time's up. So here we go. Don't forget to unplug this. That's going to turn it off. And I should also mention that you will see the green light go on and off. The green light doesn't come on when the sandwich is ready. It just kind of cycles on, lets you know when it's ready to cook and that it is cooking. So here we go. Same thing. There's something satisfying about this. It's kind of like an egg guillotine doing that. So again, this is my gluten-free breakfast sandwich with some turkey bacon. Again, you could put anything you'd like in here. You could put tomatoes, you could put spinach, but that's the cool thing about it. And here we go. That's the one thing I don't like about American cheese. Sometimes it's a little too melty, but here you go. We've got a lovely breakfast sandwich here. Doesn't that look tasty? So yeah, very cool device. I do recommend this. I should note, if it's not obvious, they're not paying me to, say great things about this. This isn't sponsored or anything like this. I bought this with my own money, albeit at a thrift store, but I still think it's a really cool device. Again, it cleans up easily. It's quick, only taking 5 minutes. And I think it's a really cool device, and I intend to use it regularly to, well, save a little more sanity and time for my mornings. So I'd call this another thrift store success and just actually a pretty neat device in general. If you get one of these or if you have one of these, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this thing that you find in the produce aisle, and so many of you got it. It is indeed sage. Congratulations to everybody who correctly identified that. For this week's culinary trivia, we are back in the produce aisle, and what is this? I'm sure some of you are going to recognize what this is. Do you like it? I'm really curious if you like this stuff. It is very popular for some folks and others kind of meh. Anyways, if you know what this is or you have a guess, put that in the comments below. I will of course let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.